Going viral can turn someone into a superstar almost overnight. But fame? That only works if you know how to manage it. For Salt Bae, a single short clip didn't just change his life, it turned it completely upside down. One moment, he's the internet's luxury chef king, sprinkling salt with style for icons like Leonardo DiCaprio and David Beckham. The next, he's cutting prices at half-empty restaurants, getting thrown out of a Champions League after-party, and roasted endlessly by the same crowd that once adored him. Hard to imagine someone who built an empire from a single sprinkle could crash this fast, but here we are. Salt Bae's fall isn't slowing, it's speeding up. To see how he got here, we need to rewind. Before the memes, the gold-plated steaks, the viral cringe moments, Salt Bae was just news. A kid who left school to dedicate himself to mastering meat. For years, nobody noticed him. He was just a regular guy following his passion, traveling, learning, and perfecting his craft.
I wanted to make it very clear that this is some absolute clown behavior. I never think it's a good idea to try and make one thing your entire identity. Whether it's a meme, whether it's you just being a fan of something, I always think that that's always just going to be a path to cringe. Just imagine getting a huge ego because you sprinkle salt down your arm on Overpriced.
Eventually, Nus opened his own steakhouse in Istanbul, and that's when things started moving. He filmed himself at work, slicing meat with flair for a small online audience that barely noticed. Then came 2017. One 10-second clip, one wrist flick, one legendary sprinkle, and the internet erupted. That smooth motion, that chef swagger, turned a simple butcher into a global sensation overnight. Suddenly, Salt Bae wasn't just cooking, he was an experience everyone wanted to see. Celebrities, billionaires, and social media chasers flocked to his Istanbul restaurant. From there, his empire grew quickly. Dubai, Miami, London, LA, New York. Every branch followed the same blueprint. Outrageous prices, gold leaf steaks, and the bragging rights to match. Before long, he wasn't just a chef. He was a walking tourist attraction. Fans happily spent thousands just to watch him sprinkle salt over a $1,000 gold-covered steak. That showmanship worked until it didn't. One wrong move and the world can turn on you. For Salt Bae, that moment came in 2018. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro visited one of his restaurants for a private dinner, enjoying luxury steaks while his country faced widespread hunger. The backlash was immediate. Most anger was aimed at Maduro, but Salt Bae didn't escape criticism. People saw him as chasing fame and money over basic decency. Fans didn't hold back. One wrote, "Food tastes so much better when people back home are starving." Another said, "As a Venezuelan, it's infuriating to see my president feasting while my family struggles." Shame on him. Suddenly, Salt Bae's restaurants weren't glamorous, they were controversial. Fame? It can turn against you in a heartbeat.
Is not in any way related to any of these Argentina players. It struck a wrong chord. It struck to me as like kind of this sort of ceaseless self-promotion of this guy. And look, you're a successful businessman. What you do works, but like this is their moment. It's not. It's not.
Fast forward to December 18th, 2022 FIFA World Cup final in Qatar. Argentina wins, and as the world celebrates, Salt Bae sneaks onto the pitch. What happens next? Chaos. He pushes into Messi's space for a selfie, grabs a player's medal, and even puts it in his mouth, turning a historic moment into a cringe spectacle. Then he tried to touch and kiss the World Cup trophy itself. Fans were furious. Messi's body language screamed, "Stay away." The internet erupted. People called it disrespectful, embarrassing, outrageous. Salt Bae said he didn't know he couldn't touch the trophy, claiming, "I didn't go on the pitch to advertise. I just felt like it. And I never intended to overshadow anything." But everyone saw through it. His excuses only made him look desperate. FIFA intervened, investigated how he got onto the field, and officially banned him from future events. Global embarrassment? Check. Lesson learned? Not really. Salt Bae once again proved that his craving for attention outweighed any sense of shame. Recently, he went for another headline-grabbing stunt, and it failed spectacularly. At a Champions League after-party, an event strictly for players, Salt Bae showed up uninvited, trying to sprinkle his way back into the spotlight like the glory days. But this time, it blew up in his face. Security caught him instantly, and he was kicked out like any regular gatecrasher. It went public. It wasn't slick, smooth, or clever, it was embarrassing. Salt Bae tried to fix it with excuses. He said he was dared, wanted to sign autographs, and didn't realize the party was exclusive. The same "I didn't know" defense he's used before. Behind the glossy Instagram posts, cracks were forming. Staff started speaking out about grueling hours, underpayment, and mistreatment. One non-Turkish manager said he was constantly sidelined and punished for raising discrimination concerns. Reports described Salt Bae as heavily biased. Female employees shared even darker experiences. One said she was forced into club-style outfits instead of proper uniforms. Another said, when she reported sexual harassment, she was told to play along. Some described him as a dictator with a god complex, running the place with zero empathy. The more these accounts emerged, the clearer it became that the real Salt Bae was far from the smiling online persona.
The governing body, FIFA, has opened an investigation into a security and protocol breach at the end of the World Cup final in Qatar. This after celebrity chef Salt Bae was filmed harassing players from the victorious Argentine team, including...
Customers weren't blind either. For a while, outrageous prices were a flex. Gold stakes, $1,000 bills, status symbols. But everything collapsed when Salt Bae posted a customer receipt with the caption, "Quality, never expensive." Instead of classy, it sparked outrage. People realized they were overpaying for food employees called mediocre. Comparing prices to mall drinks fueled the anger. One Heineken is $55, not expensive? One fan asked. Another, Red Bull 30 pounds, Coca-Cola 18. Suddenly, glitter and gold didn't justify the cost. Salt Bae couldn't sprinkle his way out. Fans started seeing the whole luxury image as fake, almost a scam. Jokes exploded online, reviews worsened weekly. Fans called the food bland or terrible. They paid $1,000 for a guy with sweaty, hairy arms sprinkling salt. Another joked about selling half an ice pop as half the calories. His London spot was ranked one of the worst in the city. But the worst wasn't just overpriced meals. In 2018, a flashy tableside fire stunt went wrong. Customers literally caught fire. 4 tourists walked in for a show, left traumatized. Kristina Trisnava, a young model, suffered burns over 35% of her body. About 8 lawsuits followed from burned customers and frustrated employees. Salt Bae went from fun sprinkle chef to punchline for carelessness. In 2020, another scandal. Customer Dwayne Miranda claimed his $275 steak was quietly swapped for a $1,000 gold one. He wasn't told until the $5,000 bill arrived. When he refused to pay, police were called. He took to social media, blasting Salt Bae, and people listened. Salt Bae's online image crumbled. Celebrities stopped queuing. His brand's shine faded. Lawsuits, scandals, and public humiliations revealed why he chased the spotlight so desperately, even when it made him look ridiculous. By 2025, lawsuits piled up, the internet turned him into a meme, and his restaurants hemorrhaged money. At his London spot, staff reportedly had to turn off heating during peak hours. Multi-million-dollar franchise asking workers to freeze while customers pay top dollar. It was embarrassing. Then came the irony. He slashed prices across locations a complete 180 from his luxury image. Even with cuts, people didn't return. Tables stayed empty. His U.S. empire shrank from 7 locations to 2. Overseas wasn't better. The saddest part? Noose, the passionate butcher, was lost. Fame turned him into a meme chaser. His skill, flavor, and technique no longer mattered. To most, he's just that cringy guy sprinkling salt off his arm, trying too hard to stay relevant. Salt Bae proves going viral can be both a blessing and a curse, especially when your brand is more meme than mastery.